crazy. All right, let's go.
Yes, sir. So I have the infamous Darell, Wiley. This here is the hometown edition of Inspire to Cultivate, starting with the home front first. I consider my guy here to be very successful. I got a net flying around here, excuse me for that. But listen, Inspire to Cultivate, if people don't know, that is my personal company where I do coaching, mentoring, different things of that nature. One of the biggest services I provide overall is community. I like to keep building within my own community. Not only that, that's why we're starting with the home front there with the Darell Wiley here. Overall, if you're interested in any of the services that we provide, you can head over to any of our social media sites, but we'll cover that toward the end there. But overall, your 10 rules for success is something that I know I reached out to you and you immediately was like, man, lock me in.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you was able to, dedicate a few minutes here for me to pick your brain on your 10 rules for success. It doesn't necessarily have to be 10, but the max is 10. We want to limit it to that 10 there. But overall, go ahead and, start off by just kind of give an overview of what success means to you, and then just go ahead and jump into your 10 rules.
Success is pretty much, what you make it.
Absolutely.
They told us for many moons that about this American dream, about the big house, picket fence, 2.5 kids, a cat and a dog, and things of that nature. But it's really up to you what your passion is and what you want to push for.
Absolutely.
But I kind of kept it short and simple for you. Number one is in no particular order, but staying humble is a big one. Can't get too outside of yourself and expect to be successful.
Absolutely.
Or get too big-headed, because you got to see people when you're going up and when you're coming down. You know what I'm saying? There's peaks and valleys through life, so you kind of got to keep a level head and definitely stay humble. Two, keep a diverse circle.
Ooh.
Where we come from Youngstown.
We're not
it's self-explanatory. You know what I mean?
All right, we're not too big on relationships. It's not something that was taught in our household. So we pretty much had a few buddies that we connected with, no matter if they were from the north side, the south side, different things of that nature. We pretty much didn't have gangs, but we did have groups, particularly on different sides of town.
People, yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, because you need people from different walks of life. You know what I'm saying? And that's jumping into another one of rules or values you want to use is be a sponge. Soak up game and really network, and like I said, keep a diverse circle.
Absolutely.
My guy that's a street guy that came up a little bit rough and tried to make a change and doing certain things to get out of that situation. Or you have a corporate guy who working 9 to 5, wears a suit and tie and all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
Or somebody like me that's a blue collar guy. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Your net worth is your net worth.
For sure.
Your network is your net worth.
Number 3, this was a big one for me. Don't chase validation.
Ooh.
What I mean by that is just run your own race.
Yeah.
Don't be out here trying to achieve whatever goals you want to achieve in order to impress other people. People don't make you, you make you. You know what I mean? That's very important. Just to be yourself and stand firm on what you believe in and what your passion is.
Absolutely. I struggle with that. That's a big one. I struggled with that early in my life, man. Affirmation. I needed it so much. I needed to be affirmed so much. I want to say between the grades of 7th and maybe 10th grade, I needed that affirmation, man, because I wasn't getting that support from individuals when they say, hey, you're doing a good job, you know, so
Right.
I needed to make sure I was I was on the right
I mean,
path.
it's like that, you know, that's adolescent age, early teens.
Yep.
You know, you going through puberty, you know, start liking girls and things, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Yeah, your fly might not be at its peak for whatever the situation is in your household. So,
yeah,
you know, you start to second guess yourself, like, oh, am I funny? Am I handsome? You know,
yeah,
I ain't really got no money. You know, all those things come into play, you know, and that
absolutely.
goes to, you know, hold on, boom, embracing your failures.
Ooh, that's a big one.
You know, that goes into the adolescent time when you might get shot down,
Hmm.
you know, and it could make you bitter, but at the same time, you got to look at it like it just wasn't for me. Or
Absolutely.
then you go to apply for a job and, you know, something that you really want to do and, you know, pay is good, benefits, all that good stuff. And you can, you know, put yourself in position to provide for your family and you get shot down. Don't beat
Absolutely.
yourself up about it. You got to keep going. Celebrate
Yeah,
the W's, celebrate the L's the same way you celebrate your W's. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's
Failure.
that's
Failure. Opportunity to failure. The opportunity to begin more intelligently.
for
Now,
sure.
not only that, you know, when you do hit that wall or you do run into something, it's more so of how well you bounce back. Because you know, some people they run into a wall and it take them, you know, 3 to 4 months to rebound. Me
Yeah,
personally, it don't take me a lot, you know. But at the same time, I like to stay connected to my dreams and goals as much as I can. Like you said, through that failure there, so you pretty much learn through it. That's a good point.
yeah.
Good point. Great point.
Um, and this is I won't say my last one. You know, we could build off of this.
Yeah.
Pursue balance and peace of mind.
Uh
To me, that's, you know, very important.
huh.
It's like without peace of mind, you can't really, you know, really move how you want to do.
Ooh,
You
that's
might
a
have a
good one
goal
there.
set. You might have a goal set extremely high, and you can achieve it. But at the same time, it's like your mind cluttered. You know, you're stressing out, worrying about things that's out of your control. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to take a time to yourself sometime and just meditate. It's something I do during when I get up in the morning before I go to work. Spend about 15, 20 minutes just to meditate, you
Yeah.
know, so I don't be
Yeah.
grumpy going into work, you know, especially when
Yeah.
you're dealing with so many different people from different walks of life and things, you know what I'm saying? You got to keep that balance.
Nah. You giving gems right now, man. Like I know me personally, when you just said that, I thought about, like you said, your peace of mind. When we grew up, you know, our OGs and big homies taught us it was cheaper to keep her. Me, I needed my peace of mind, man. I had to get up out of that. So I
Yeah,
just pay that money and get up out of that relationship. You know what I mean?
sure.
I don't believe in that it's cheaper to keep her. I need my peace of mind. So that's a great point there.
Yeah, it's important, man. You know what I'm saying? And part of my orange juice drinking, man, you know, I'm trying to,
So
I got to keep the skin looking good. You feel me?
hydrate. It's no problem, man. This
And
is
I got a
very
water on,
informal.
and I got a
Very
water on deck too. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
You know, I was
You've always been big on health, man. I know you got a health
I
one
mean,
coming
it's
up.
important. You know, so I'm a fat boy, so I can't, you know, can't get too far, go too far left off the deep end. You know, I don't got no high blood pressure,
Yeah,
no diabetes issues or nothing like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm
absolutely.
pretty much 10 almost 10 months sober. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's real big and why I do the things that I do and really
That's
take into
amazing.
account, you know, so I live and breathe the things that I'm saying. It's not just a facade. Like,
Yeah, good,
yeah,
great point there. Do you feel, um, do you feel your health plays a big part in your success as you matriculate through life at
no
different
doubt,
levels?
no doubt. The way you eat, it can change your attitude. Like I said, you know, overconsumption of alcohol or
Right.
drugs or whatever, it could change your vibe, change your energy. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to be successful, you know,
Absolutely.
I'm not telling them, I'm not about to sit here and preach like, oh, don't drink. Because, you know, I was the life of the party. I was kicking it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But for me, and where my life was going and how I was living, you know what I'm saying? I got to put a pause on that. You know what I'm saying? It's way
Yeah,
more important things
Absolutely. That's great call outs. Great call outs. I'm thinking, man, because it was something else I wanted to ask you as it relates to like lifestyle or just exposure to things. So for example, being from Youngstown, being in that small condensed place, we had a certain mindset. And what I like to believe is certain individuals that I know personally, when we left Youngstown and went to a different section in Ohio, let alone different states, having that exposure changed our expectations, not only for ourselves, but for each other. Because I know at one point, if we being transparent, you know, you like, hey, Marty, this ain't for you, man. What are you doing? You trying to sell this thing? Like, look, this ain't for you. This ain't like you. The accountability that we have for each other, I don't want to necessarily know each other. You just knew me and knew my personality. Like, this ain't for you, man. What are you doing, man? Here, you just need a couple of dollars. Let me send you some bread. But the question is, do you think having exposure actually broadens your mind and gives you different ideas of what success is, and just overall being able to dream big and staying connected to whatever goals that you are when you're trying to climb the ladder?
Oh, no doubt. You got to have that exposure because, you know, unfortunately, you know, you get caught up in that just a slow-paced city. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Youngstown is beautiful. People are beautiful. You know what I mean? It's just politics. But we know politics is a dirty game. But that's what's holding the city back. As far as the people, it's a lot of dope people, a lot of dope talent. And it's just overall just dope.
The whole team.
So, you know, I rep it thoroughly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's real important that you get out and bring some of that stuff back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, feed that, like I say, be a sponge. Keep a diverse circle. You know, so you got to feed the stuff that you're seeing, that you're living, feed it back to the people.
Absolutely.
Part of the motorcycles, man. Outside vibing. But, you know, it's real important, man. Like, you know, got to venture out, travel. Even if you want to live there, you know what I'm saying? It's no problem. Cost of living is wonderful. You know what I'm saying? If you can get in position and you got some things going, and still travel, see the world. Shoot, take a trip down 71. Come holler at me in the Natty. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Sure.
We've been there several times, and hospitality, I love it. You get me right. Last question. I like to say, don't let others' opinions become your reality. You kind of touched on it by saying, you know, you don't necessarily look for people to affirm you when it comes to that. I want to ask you this: at this age, between the age of, I would say about 32 to about 45, people are pretty much stuck in their ways, so it's hard for them to change. And like I said, if you're looking to actually get to that next level where you're actually getting mentor or coaching, how does that play? I guess let me rephrase that. Let me retract that. The better question is, don't let others' opinions become your reality. Who do you take advice from right now?
A number of people, man. I got my brother, my older brother. Successful. Just started up a clinic for with the heroin pandemic and pills and things like opiate epidemic.
Absolutely.
He just started a clinic with that, and
in the Black and Brown community.
Say again.
In the Black and Brown community, or where he started in Cincinnati?
Everybody. From Dayton to Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? I'll get you that information in a little bit, but yeah, you know, he's straightforward, straight shooter, man, and always been a mentor to me. You know what I'm saying? My sister, you know, we chop it up. It's Absolutely. Like I was just telling somebody like how it's important to have people in your life that can cuss you out in a loving way.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want nobody that's gonna tiptoe around you and be so, you know, I don't know, double dutching and speaking what they need to speak. Like, speak your mind. I can be a little aggressive at times, you know. I cuss a lot. I'm surprised I'm not cussing right now. But you know what I'm saying? It's important to have those people that's gonna be very straightforward with you. So I got numerous people that I can go to and just vent to and back and
Absolutely.
forth. You know what I'm saying? It's feed that energy.
And our criteria, I will assume that it actually comes from the list that you actually just stated, plus some other things. Because people pretty much only take advice from people that they pretty much would trade places with.
For sure.
So from what I'm seeing and from the conversations that I'm having, what success look like for different people at different levels. It's interesting that my son had this question. He asked me this question back in April for one of the papers that he was doing. He asked me, Dad, what success looks like? And knowing where Maurice is at in his age, I pretty much just said, doing whatever you want to do it without like you're not hurting humankind. You're just doing whatever you want to do. That's success. But when I read his paper, he not tagged me, but he shared the paper with me, and I seen everybody who he interviewed, and I seen their idea of success, and it was different. So that's kind of like what prompted this. And I'll be interviewing Maurice in several days here, so I'll drop that footage there. But Darell, what I'm gonna do is I will post your information when it comes to IG, your Facebook, your Twitter account. I don't be on Twitter much, but I know you share a lot of information on Twitter, man. I love your insight.
Oh yeah, I be having my moments.
So I'll make sure I get that information out for anybody who want to follow up with you or have questions. No matter if around college, I'm surprised that you ain't really touch on your college experience. I'm surprised you didn't touch on early childhood growing up in Youngstown and the differences.
It was live, man. Like
absolutely.
Childhood was dope, you know what I'm saying?
Live and reckless. I never forget one time.
college years, boy.
I'm trying to think where we at. I don't know where we were at, but I know we came back. I came back from school, and we hopped in a car, and we were using emergency brakes for brakes in the heart of the winter in Youngstown. And people know anything about Youngstown, Ohio.
That hill on Midlothian.
The winters are so harsh, and I'm not saying we had bad tires, but when I tell you,
the brakes was out.
Yeah, the brakes, we had the brakes, so we were just stopping. Well, I don't want to say he was the driver. I was throwing the bus, but we was so thirsty to go out and just bend corners.
Yep. Shout out to the Red Room, man.
I remember that night, boy, I tell you. But yeah, growing up and being from the city and then meeting up in other parts of Ohio and still holding that bond and being able to talk to each other and hold each other accountable has really propelled me to where I'm at in life. And I just appreciate you sharing. I appreciate your insight.
Sure.
And I'm pretty sure we'll have a part 2 because I know you and I know that you'll sit there and ponder on it. It's like, you know what? I forgot to share this. So I'm pretty sure we'll follow up. We may have a Q&A or something of that nature, but overall, appreciate your time. Most likely, I'll reach out to you after this call for something, but yeah.
We talk about that.
Absolutely. But all right, man. Appreciate your time. Again, Inspire to Cultivate. It's a long list. I guess I could read it. Inspire to Cultivate. Specifically, what I do is I like to interview people. I like to interview people about their success, not only about their success, what they're doing in the community, not only what they're doing in the community, financial literacy, no matter if we helping people come home and get them accustomed to global awareness, cultural awareness, any kind of service, no matter if it's going back and get a trade, no matter if it's starting a business, we have such a diverse network. But I'm probably rambling on here, making this a little too long, this video, so I will scratch that and put it into the description. Overall, appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll get back to you. We have a Q&A, but appreciate y'all tuning in. Darell, thank you for your time, and peace.